I'm Marta Beckett with Keller Williams Realty, and I have Thomas Wilson here with me today with Advantage Insurance. Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure having me. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, can you tell me, Tom, what is the advantage of picking an Advantage agent?
Well, first of all, I am a full-service broker. I rep over 15 companies, and that gives me the ability to not be biased and shop with several highly rated companies because rates are all over the place these days. I also am mobile. I can meet folks in their home, office, lunch, wherever, and I'm willing to do that face-to-face. And I'm honest and straightforward.
That's always a good trait to have.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Yes, and well, I was interested about asking you a few questions about homeowners insurance. And what are the aspects of quoting homeowners insurance that we need to be aware of?
Okay. Well, one important aspect these days that people are very confused about is replacement value, full replacement value. Often when I give someone a quote, they will say, wait a minute, that value is so much higher than my market value.
Right.
And nowadays, the reality is that market values have gone down, but to actually rebuild that home from the ground up has gone way up. There's several factors with that. For example, I have a list here that I often refer to, temporary repairs for the rebuild. There's some extra costs for that home may have to be boarded up, may have to possibly have some extra security or what have you. It may be temporarily sitting abandoned. There's some costs there. Some other things are demolition. The cost of hauling away materials and the whole aspect of tearing down and hauling away and taking it to a waste dump. All those costs have gone up because of fuel, cost of labor, and then a very big one is cost of materials. The cost of wood, copper, metal, wiring have gone up quite a bit, like 20+% over the last several years because of worldwide. There's a lot of aspects in that, but the cost of materials is a big one. Commodities, that's kind of like a commodity. So, and then lastly, a lot of people don't know this, but permits. Your original permit may be outdated, so you may have to actually get a new permit, and that could be several $1,000s. Yeah. And you want to make sure your policy covers that.
Exactly, because when you look at that, you're just always amazed that it's never the market value.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, good. So, are there certain things that aren't covered in homeowners insurance? Sometimes you hear certain things happen and
Sure.
it's not covered.
There could be. It's important to go over your policy in detail with your agent. One thing is water damage. Make sure your policy has sump pump overflow coverage. And a lot of times you have to get an extra endorsement, or you'll have to pay extra to get that endorsement, but it's worth it because water damage is very expensive. So full water coverage and sump pump coverage are often not always included in that. So you want to make sure that you have that checked.
Great, yeah. Great. And one last question. I understand that you have a medical policy, is that true, attached to the homeowner's policy? How does that work?
Yeah, actually in your homeowners there's a part in there that does cover medical expenses. It can be anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. Typically it's $3,000 to $5,000, and you are liable if, say, a neighbor or child comes over and is jumping on your trampoline or falls from your sidewalk and needs stitches. You can be held liable for that doctor bill. So that medical on there, that couple $1,000s would cover that medical bill.
Great. Well, thank you so much for clearing up some questions we have about homeowners insurance, and I really appreciate you coming in to talking to me today.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Marta.
Thank you.